Okay, we're showing the first stage of making lefse. And first of all, we boil the potatoes with the jackets on, and then just dump them in a clean sink, and then try as quickly as possible to peel them in order that potatoes don't get too cold, because I think they mash up better if we can keep the batch as warm as possible. They normally after they're boiled, the peelings come off very easily. Of course, this is the last potato in the batch, so I'm able to hold it in my hand. But obviously, when you start peeling with freshly boiled potatoes, you can't hold them like this. And the next step is we rice them into a large kettle. Actually, in this case, the same one in which we boil the potatoes. And since the potatoes are whole, I usually cut into them when I put them in the ricer, in case there might be a spot in the middle of the potato that can't be seen from the outside. Earlier in this batch, it doesn't happen very often, but earlier in this batch, I had one of those. And this type of potato ricer, by the way, is I really recommend it. You see the shape of it. The other type that are more, like a vegetable can with a plunger on top, we've had trouble with them bending and breaking, where this type seems a lot more sturdy. So if you don't have a potato masher and are thinking about going out and buying one, this is the kind that we recommend. There's no particular brand they come in. I've seen them sold
the kind of potatoes that we use are russet Burbanks. They work the best.
Yeah. And our particular batch has a pound of butter. I've already put that in, and now I'm adding a half a pint of whipping cream. Usually we use this size, but do I take both of them? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Actually, it's a whole pint. Sorry. And then we will mash them up really good before we add the rest of the ingredients.
And because they've been riced, we don't need to worry about lumps. It's just a matter of mixing.
You'll see that this is sort of a commercial-sized potato masher. I've actually seen these in places like Menards put out for like mixing cement. Of course, in smaller batches, it's probably more convenient to just simply use an electric mixer. So if you have depending upon the size of your recipe and the size of your mixer, you can use an ordinary electric mixer. Okay, now we'll add the dry ingredients. And Gloria has pre-measured them here.
That's 1.5 tablespoons of salt and 3 tablespoons sugar and 2 teaspoons baking powder.
And basically, that's it. Why don't you turn? Okay, we finished mashing potatoes now, and now Gloria's going to transfer them into another kettle before putting them in the fridge. This is in case I haven't mentioned before, this happens to be a batch made with 10 pounds of potatoes. And she's going to pack it solidly in that smaller kettle and then put it in the refrigerator overnight, uncovered.
Or with a paper towel over the top.
But not tightly
Not tight.
covered at least.
And it should fill the kettle to the top.
Looks delicious.
We'll leave a little for the kids to lick.
Okay.
Now the potatoes have been in the refrigerator overnight, not covered. And then I usually divide, because this is a 10-pound batch, I divide this in 4. The recipe is for a 5-pound batch. Scientifically done, as you will see. And then Gordy helps me, so that's great. He does the mixing with the flour. You get it out? Do you need the scraper? Suzette brought her rolling thing over last night, and this is mine. And I had enough rolling pins.
The potatoes seem a little more moist than usual, so it may be that you'll have to add more flour. We'll have to see.
And then to that goes a 1.5 cups of flour. And I did just wash my hands before. And I mix it up, and then he uses an ice cream scoop for the size. And what number scoop is that? Do you know, Dad?
I don't know what number it is, but it's a 3.5 ounce.
Scoop. Oh, okay.
It's just to get the round.
Just to kind of get a...
But that's very.
That's variable, but just so they aren't all different sizes.
We always emphasize that everybody does it differently.
Yep.
It really doesn't make any
This
difference.
is just how we happen to do it.
Does this part differently, that part differently?
Everything.
It's everything. You know, everybody does it a little
They
bit.
have their own
differently.
recipes and, you know, their own.
Way of doing it. And some make them with instant potatoes. And I've never cared about that because we have a tendency to freeze it a lot. And I think the instant potatoes don't freeze well.
But they are very good when they're fresh,
Yeah,
hot off
they
the
are.
griddle.
The instant ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would think any of them are good.
Okay. Oh, I need to go and move my hands off a little bit.
I have a question. question, is this whipping cream, actual whipping cream that
Yes.
you whip up?
No,
Yeah.
No?
No, not whip
It's-
up.
we don't whip it up, we just pour it in. If that's,
What kind did you use? Any kind of whipping cream?
anything.
And like I say, that recipe's for 5 pounds
Okay.
of potatoes.
That's fun to think these.
Except for saying, better not be at work.
And you can't be afraid of using flour because you don't want to get them to start to stick.
I'm sorry.
I said you can't be afraid to use a lot of flour and rub it in because you can't afford to let them stick.
Now, what is this cloth you have on the rolling pin?
These are socks that you can buy for rolling pins for this purpose. And I think the Scandinavian shop has them. And at Christmas time last year, isn't that right, Rick? Didn't they have them there too?
I think so. Also at Walmart.
Oh, Walmart.
Walmart has the biggest supply of this Lefse making equipment. It's some of the best prices of any place I've seen.
Wow, you get it really thin.
So, who wants to try one?
I'm not sure, Gloria, that the grill
The
is.
grill isn't hot yet. Okay.
Do you want to get one? Try one?
And then we have a variety of sticks. And then, this is what I usually do like this.
I wondered how you were going to get that out.
And then I give it to him and he cooks it.
Oh, great. How long do you cook? It must cook quick.
It cooks quickly.
Yeah, now this, like to say, the grill may not be hot enough.
So, anything on the grill, or is it no oil or anything, just a
No.
hot grill?
Just
We had friends who borrowed
who
our,
borrowed it once.
and
And did put stuff. I had to work and work and work to get all that off. Now there's a towel right there I just put out.
So it doesn't stick or anything then with,
It shouldn't.
See, for one thing, it has a
Bubbles.
pound of butter in it.
the recipe?
The butter and cream I think keep it from, but they can stick, if,
Oh,
you know, but these rolling things work so well.
Go ahead and try one.
Come
I'm
on,
gonna wash my hands there.
yeah, okay, or come over here and do this one. Anybody wants to come and do
You want to
this
go to that
one?
one, bud?
Come on over here and do this one if you want to. Whoops. See, I got the middle line, yeah. See, I didn't have that, look at. See, I didn't have that thing covered.
Okay, so you gotta make sure you have it on the
Ah,
side.
it really does help to have that soft.
Okay.
So, you'll push it together. I think I can do that. Otherwise, in the middle, it isn't too bad, because that's where you cut them anyway. So if there's a hole in the middle, you know, see if you can finish that one out.
Let's see if you can.
One thing I learned from Gloria that I didn't know, maybe you already mentioned it, that is only roll out, not back and forth.
Yeah, don't roll
Okay.
back
And
and
don't
forth.
roll from the edge to the center.
No, you always roll from the center out.
Center out.
Yeah, that's what you were doing, that's fine.
Zero back too.
And that's
Little
my
muscle
hole,
into
you
it.
did not make that hole. But we have to eat one, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Should we eat this one? Because this one is a little bit on the pale order.
Well, it is a little bit, it wasn't hot enough yet. Oh,
So then where do you set them when they're done?
over here. We just bought that, we're trying this for the first time.
And what is that?
It's a cozy, they call it a Lefse cozy.
Uh-huh.
See, because when it dries, it has a tendency, I mean, yeah, when it cools, it has a tendency to dry. You don't want it to get dry.
Okay.
You want to keep it.
Normally, we just have a,
You're doing really well. I think that's,
He helps me a lot
You
at
get
home
at
with
least a B
stuff.
plus.
He's gonna be,
yeah, why not?
he's gonna know how to cook someday. That's good, I think.
Okay, let's try it here and see how you do. Here, put this here,
And you
and
roll
you
that
flip
over.
that over.
Okay, where do I set this?
Oh, just anywhere.
And then you put it on.
You put it
Right here, yeah.
And then you roll this
flip
piece
that
over.
over.
2 hands.
Yeah, 2 hands, yeah. Oh, see, you didn't do so good. Now and then try and roll that up.
That is cool.
And then,
That is really
And you
Over
neat.
here.
unroll it the same way over there.
Start way over on this edge and then roll it
Remember, it's warm.
backward.
So this.
Yeah.
By the way, I've had this, I don't know how many years, I've never washed it.
Yeah.
But I don't
Yeah,
use it
we
for
just-
anything else.
we
Now
have to get
Suzette
started
uses
over
hers
here
for
and then-
pie, and so does Amy.
Okay.
But I've never used this for
You're doing
pie
good.
crust.
You've never used that for pie crust?
This I've never used
Okay.
for pie, I just always keep it.
And then you said you put it in between the layers of that cozy when you, when it cools? So you just stack them up in there?
There you
Great.
go.
Lori, why don't you fix that
Yeah.
piece of
I'd be
Lefse?
happy to
Sure.
try
Is
one.
this
So
open for
from,
any
even when you
particular
begin, you
reason?
start from the
No,
middle
I guess
out?
I know she did it, at the beginning. And then I know, I think that, after a little bit, she turns it over by hand.
Turns it over.
Just pick it up and turn it upside down.
Oh, do I need to turn it over now?
Yeah, I think she does. Don't
Do
you,
you
Gloria,
turn it
usually
over?
No, I
turn it
don't
over in the
turn it
beginning?
over.
You
Okay,
don't
that's
turn
all
over
right.
at all?
Not
Okay.
usually, no.
Seen you do that.
But you can't, I'm not saying you can't. If it feels like you don't have enough flour on the board, you can sure pick it up and turn it over.
I'm not sure that I would know.
now are these Lefse ovens or whatever all standard size there? Or do they come in different sizes?
This is a really old fashioned one.
I meant to mention that when he was filming.
Okay, Rick, do I need to make this thinner?
I think it looks pretty good.
Does that look pretty good? You don't think it needs to be?
Should we just leave it like this?
Yep. Just down the
You guys are the professionals here. This is really,
It's easy.
well, they make it look easy.
They make it look easy. They did all the hard work.
That's right. I didn't know that there was whipping cream in Lefse. I didn't know that.
Depends upon the recipe.
Did you, well, obviously working on, I didn't know that.
Not everyone.
I'm not the expert.
Okay, is that,
Here's
does
the other
that
one
look
if you want to
good?
taste that one. Then get the stick
This
and lay
one?
the stick over here.
Is that thin enough?
Or at the top.
Or is that too?
Oh, I think it's probably.
Looks about right
looks
to me.
About here, and then flip it over like that. And then roll it.
Have you ever tasted Lefse before?
I
Did
think a
did
couple
your
of
Lefse before?
My sister makes it all the time.
Excuse me.
So when you said there's different, this is called the Lefse Griddle oven?
Mm-hmm.
And
But
then what
they have a newer style.
do they look like?
They're round like this, except they're a little fancier looking.
No, well, they're flat, this is hollow with a,
Okay.
With a burner under it, but somehow
I'm gonna
these are
not-
flat.
Is that okay? Great.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
I'm gonna watch it, it bubbles up. And did you turn it or you just do it on one?
just on one turn.
One turn, yeah. Don't turn it, because we don't want them to dry out.
Okay. And you make it the night before and just overnight?
Yeah.
So you don't make it any further ahead than that? What if
You could.
you
Okay,
say you
who wants
freeze it
to do one
sometimes, you
here?
freeze it like this, you don't freeze the dough?
Want to roll another one?
Want another one, buddy? Oh, I didn't get to eat one.
There's yours
Try a
over
warm
there.
one.
I did butter this one over here. Let's see.
I would,
A little more flour?
yeah, that too every time, but I would
Make it, shape it a little bit.
like a harder patty.
The butter?
The first time we've ever used this outfit, so we're gonna see if it's,
See if it works.
What have you used in the past then when you didn't have that?
Fish towels and
Send them off too far.
whatever.
now you got it nice and tin.
Ooh, yours looks nice. Look at that.
Mine's
Wow.
not cutting in the stick. Never really done that.
Let's see, you know
told
what
my
you can
mother
do? You
I
can
was
turn
coming over
this.
here.
When you
And she
want to
said
turn
when
it,
she
you
was a
can
little
turn the
girl,
whole board.
she
And then
remembered her
let's see if
grandma.
we can
Would
round
make
that out.
Lefse, not my grandma, her grandma. And
This is really
they
good.
did it on the cook stove. And they had
Oh,
to,
yeah.
on Lefse making day, they
Oh, my
had to
grandma.
scrub and scrub and
Yes,
scrub that
Get the
stove.
stove clean, yeah. The other thing is, rather than turning the Lefse, you can turn this thing, see?
Oh.
See, what's your name?
Evan?
Kevin, no, you're not supposed to make animal shapes, they're supposed to be round.
Yeah.
So do you usually use 10 pounds of potatoes when you make your lefse?
We
Or
usually do, yeah. But for someone who hasn't maybe done it as much as we have, want to get a stick?
Oh, this one?
Anyway,
So where is Amy?
I don't know.
She'll be
She's
here
up.
soon.
She
Okay,
coming?
just as long as she didn't go to work.
She's
Because
not
I was supposed to
be
work with her.
Oh,
She said she was going there briefly.
there you go, I'll roll it up.
We're going there tonight, but I mean this morning.
So now, I still have a question. When you freeze it, do you freeze it cooked or
Cooked.
after you've done it?
Yeah.
And it freezes and then,
I cut each, what I do is I take,
Put her on.
Do I do it this way?
start right on the edge and then
Yeah, you have to
unroll.
start that way because for some reason you must have
I did.
wound it differently.
there you go.
I wound it up.
Okay, let's pull it a little bit now. Okay. Guess I can do it this way.
I will maybe take
I
like
think
10
this
in a
is
stack.
Alaska, as near as I
Cut
can
'em
tell.
in fourths.
Okay,
Fold each
Here's-
fourth in half,
okay.
and stack them.
And then
Freeze
you,
them about a
Do you
dozen.
want me to do another one? I want to watch to see how you do it.
do you heat them up before you
No,
just,
you have to be really careful about that because they will dry out so quick.
Okay.
So I do not heat them up.
You
Boy,
can make a
warm,
lot
they're
of
I have
lefse.
on occasion,
What's that?
You can make a
in
lot
an
of
emergency,
lefse.
thawed them out in the microwave on a very low microwave
Okay.
speed.
How many times do you usually make lefse?
How many times?
A lot?
how often?
Probably 5 or 6 times a year. Depends what we have going.
Boy, do you ever get yours out far? Wow.
I just remember Amy saying one time, once you can read the writing through it, it's really,
Oh, okay. What I do, Evan, is I try to make sure that I'm just going all around the circle and not just
And like
on
I
one
say, you
side.
can also move this, see?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, see, I should. Okay, well, I'm getting to reading the writing here.
I didn't,
Yes.
Amy's the one
This-
that did find it at Walmart, but otherwise the Scandinavian
have all
shop
this stuff too, Rick?
has.
The griddle and
Yeah.
my sister's coming
No,
up
not
this
that,
week.
no.
and
You want a
she
patty,
probably will
just make this into a
leftover.
patty?
My mom's-
Okay, I'm not sure how to make
Well,
it.
I mean,
Okay, I'll watch
just,
you.
you know, so,
Oh, you mean roll it out?
no.
Or I
mean,
still need to do something,
before
what do I need to do?
Before I start rolling, I make this a little bit more compact,
Okay.
otherwise it's, you know, it's real loose and mushy.
Mud pies.
And you can keep turning
Don't
these
you
too.
make potato patties or salmon patties? or-
Rarely, I have, but
Hamburger patties.
Hamburger, that's what I was thinking, hamburger patties, that's what I do make.
Okay.
Okay, is this board ready? Do I need to put
Yeah.
more flour on?
Might need some more flour.
This is fun. You know, the thing that I like about it is you can do it with the
So,
family.
with your
You know,
two
everybody
pounds?
can be around and do it together.
How many?
Ooh, this,
Some rounds, I think.
it's interesting how
Yeah,
different rolling
60-some rounds
pins.
with the 10 pounds of potatoes, Deb?
What's the question?
60-some rounds with the.
Usually 60 to 64 rounds,
Wow, okay.
You want coffee, there's coffee here. I mean,
so it's about 250 servings.
if anybody wants coffee.
250 servings?
My Paul would
So
love
when
to
you
be seeing
cut it in
this.
fourths to roll it?
He loves
What
stuff
I
like
do is
this.
I
He loves
lay
lefse.
about
Your daddy,
10 of
oh,
them
your
on
daddy
the
loves,
floor.
just, you know, learning stuff like this and,
Then I fold each pile of fours.
Oh, okay.
hey, you're doing a good job there, bud.
It's okay.
So you're packaging a triangle. Sure.
Is this one better than the last one?
Oh, it's very good. Your last one was okay too. Because you got it nice and thin.
So you get the boards and the pins and the socks and the,
You can get all that stuff. I know the Scandinavian shop has a lot of that.
just
And
think
then
it's,
these are also grooved rolling pins.
okay. And is there a reason that you,
Yeah, they're heavier and they cut into the dough, even with the sock on.
whoops,
Because you can see the ridges even with the
Yeah.
sock on.
whoops, I just got a hole, oops. I got a hole.
That's probably fine. That's okay.
This one's
Is that
fine?
okay?
No, when you cut that, we'll cut it right there. See?
Oh, okay.
Nobody's
Oh,
gonna
see,
the hole.
they correct my mistake, that's good.
Yeah,
All right.
I think you're probably okay too.
Here.
Is this done?
I think so, because you can see the writing through it. And
I'm gonna roll it over.
you can get another
Pretty
stick over
scientific,
there.
isn't it?
So is this another
Oh,
stick?
mine's sticking.
Take the stick that Gordy's got there.
Oh, okay.
Mine's sticking to the pan a
Gloria?
little bit.
It's sticky.
Oh, it's sticky,
This
okay.
one is a little
Just a
bit.
minute, I'll get the knife.
Okay.
I will get the knife.
Oh, this is good for the videotape.
Yeah, well, that's
Well,
fine.
these are some of the things that can happen
Yeah,
I didn't
and
put,
how to fix them.
okay.
oh, shoot.
That's okay. You can eat them anyway.
This one will have to be one of those that we eat now.
Yeah, we'll eat that now. Okay,
Boy, that's,
try
I'm
it
sorry.
again.
There. Well,
Okay. Well, this
Now
is
should
good
it
too,
go?
because
Now
then now what I'll
fold it off,
do
that-
is
that's
scrape
okay.
this really, really good before we put more flour on.
Okay, because then
So you-
it'll start sticking.
Yeah, we'll get this one all scraped.
These are important details to know what to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Because I'd get home and go,
Oops,
now
throw
what
that
do I
one
do?
away.
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't have to throw any away,
kinda like-
unless you drop it on the floor or something.
Just scrape. And here, this is a,
So is there different temperatures on that grill?
Yeah, there are.
And you just do it on high, huh?
I think this one with this grill is pretty much just on high.
The new ones are just flat, like a modern
Sure.
electric.
the new grills are?
Yeah.
They don't have the ridge on them? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying
and
when you
they're
say
just-
flat?
they're-
Oh,
And they don't have that
Solid
underneath part.
cast aluminum, not
okay.
But are they all about that size as far as,
the diameter. I think they're similar.
Are they, is this stainless steel? What is this?
So now the cloth is all
Is it
packed with
aluminum
flour again,
versus,
right?
Yeah,
Do
it's
they
packed with
have-
flour. And then I will also
So what did you do to fix that?
just rub it in as good as you can. Scrape it off and then rub it in as good as you can. And I think there's some dough in here too. Now we'll see if that doesn't work. Otherwise you can turn that sock inside out.
See, that was the whole idea, was to, oh boy. That one is not gonna work, is it?
Well, it's okay. Do the next one.
Well,
There
I
you
just
go.
might have to eat some of this one.
Yeah.
This is a good one to eat, isn't it?
Right.
You gotta
There.
have ones that,
Try that
that,
one.
Sure, absolutely.
I'd eat it.
you'd eat it, Evan would eat one, he said.
Sometimes you
know,
think
I
you're
know Gloria
working
said
with too
she
much
doesn't do
flour, but
I
it
still
really
think-
needs flour.
I
to work.
still think it helps after you've got it partly rolled out to turn it over and reflour it.
You can. I don't usually do that, but you can.
So flour's important enough.
Flour is really important, and you know, usually if you're making pie crust, you don't want to get too much flour in your pie crust because you know. But this really, because there's moisture in the potatoes, so.
Okay, can I do that one, Deb?
You can do another one.
Okay.
Rather not.
well, I'm gonna have to find out if my mother still has her ricer.
So you can't just mash them, you need a ricer to,
Yeah,
You
well,
can.
you get lumps
You-
with your mash,
Yeah, you
Okay.
can just mash them.
but you'll never
I'm
get
sure
lumps
most
with
people
that.
do.
and that was the ricer that you showed me.
Yeah, that's the particular one we use.
We broke a couple of others, because this is, I think we got this at Williams Sonoma or someplace like that. It's really heavy duty.
But they had them at another hardware
How much
thing, had them
was
at
this?
the host test for about half price.
Oh, do they?
Where do they have my hat?
We were in Minot at the Host Fest.
What do you do?
Do I need to put more
It's where the
flour on this?
cooked potatoes go in here.
Oh,
And then
Yeah,
you
she
squeeze
each,
them all
I
out.
think each time,
and then you put them together.
If flour is best, then we'll do some flour here. I don't want it to stick again.
How many Lefse things can you make with 5 pounds?
6.
Now let's see if yours sticks after mine.
Here, why don't you use a wider one?
wider,
This one is mostly for display.
We got a wider one over there too. We got a lot, I think there's another one up there yet.
There, yours is going nicely.
So if you
Oh
have
good, I'm
12
glad to
pieces
see
of
that you
Lefse-
can,
So if you have
fix
12
the-
pieces of Lefse,
I
you
get it,
have a
perfect.
pound? You get a pound of Lefse?
I don't know.
he likes math, can you tell?
I don't know, like, I don't know what the weight is
Mathematics.
after
What
they're
was the question?
cooked.
He said, what, ask Mr. Thorp, Evan, what did you say?
Well, I just asked her how many Lefse things could you make with 5 pounds? And she said 60.
It was 60 rounds.
60 rounds.
and then you cut them in quarters.
So 24.
240, right?
24. Pieces of Lefse would be
So that's still a little piece there, huh?
Little piece, and if it gets bad, I turn it inside out. then I also have extras in case some of them don't work.
And when you buy these sleeves, do they come in packets?
Yeah,
or
they do, they come in a packet. Let's see, I don't think I have a packet. Oh, yeah.
Like that?
See, like here, rolling pin covers, Bethany Housewares. Bethany Fellowship is the one that makes all that
Oh,
stuff.
so you get them in a package?
You
then,
get them
is
in a
what you
packet like this.
Why don't you put them on right away?
So you put this on top
So this
of
is a
it?
little bit different than this one.
I don't know, they may be.
You know, it looks like you could just use that stuff that we have at work.
Well, who knows, maybe you can. But you see, after they're washed and stuff, they kind of look like, maybe then you put them on and they stretch out
It's
more.
heavier than what we have at work.
So you put this on it? This stuff?
Yeah, flour, yeah.
I'm having problems here.
Okay, let's see what happens here.
Is something sticking on her roller, Gloria?
I think
Yeah, let's turn that inside out. And then otherwise, we can get a new roller cover.
Then have you been flouring the rollers too? That's really important, not only to flour the,
You have to flour the rolling pin too.
why don't you start from scratch on that one, Gloria?
Oh, it isn't that bad though. It's just in the middle.
Is that from because I did that?
No, you
Well,
just,
yeah, Jody, it's all your
it's
fault.
all your fault, yeah.
I'm feeling kind of guilty here.
Mom, so we take one of these scoops.
And I have been known to turn
And did you
these
do
over
the flour
too.
board and
Yeah, I
the?
did the
So I have been known to do those over too.
Well, you know the one that stuck to the board, it's still really very good.
Well, maybe this isn't gonna work, but
I'll just put it back in the bowl.
Ah.
And we'll start over.
we'll start over. You can mix it with part of one and the other one. Take a different one.
The idea here is to
And then
keep the
usually
moisture
what I do
inside.
when I am getting,
So this is a
you know,
polyester fabric,
go around, I kinda use it, go around
so
the
it
edges
doesn't,
with that, not in the middle,
absorb the
you know, to
moisture.
get it flat.
Sometimes
Like
people
this.
put them between
Yeah,
dish
like that,
towels,
Then
but
I
dish
let it
towels are
flatten
commonly
even
made
more.
of cotton
Okay, before
specifically
you even
to
roll
absorb
it.
moisture.
Okay.
And here we want to
Then I usually do
retain
that
the
around
moisture.
the edges.
Oh,
Never, never,
so then you watch it.
This is buttering
And
a
this
piece
is
of
just a
lefse.
one,
So you're gonna do 4 to
a
6.
one temperature, or no, it's
now
not.
this butter
pretty
is
much
already
as high as
sweetened.
this one goes, but
with
like I said,
powdered
it's kind of
sugar.
irrelevant.
Mix it in with a hand mixer.
These are about 40
The
years
butter
old.
and the
Probably
sugar together.
Oh yeah, she whipped some butter and powdered sugar together.
That's a whole piece. It should be cut in smaller pieces, actually. But he wanted a big chip, so.
I don't know, I thought that whole piece.
Okay, now you don't have no more until I,
So here's the recipe
Mix
for
this up.
lefse. 5 pounds of russet Burbank potatoes, 1 cup whipping cream,
And they have to
1
be
cup
russet, she
butter
said.
or margarine, 2 teaspoons salt, 1½ teaspoon sugar, 1 teaspoon, no, I'm sorry, 1 1/2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon baking powder.
That's cool.
Boil potatoes with jackets on. Peel while hot and put through ricer. Add rest of ingredients and mix well with potato masher or electric mixer. Cool, uncovered, preferably overnight in refrigerator. Divide dough in half, keep other half chilled. To each half, add 1 1/2 cups flour and mix in with hands. Make into small balls and roll into large rounds with a covered, grooved rolling pin. Rolling on a Bethany-type pastry cloth is preferable. Bake on a hot lefse grill. Turn with a smooth, flat stick. Keep rounds well covered to keep from drying out. Spread with butter and sprinkle with sugar. Roll and eat. This lefse freezes well.
Emailing her.